Hello everyone, it is Jayden and welcome to The Alpha, the show where we talk about the hottest topics in pop culture and sports. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button on the video, and if you enjoy my commentary and myself truly as always, be sure to tap that subscribe button and to hit that notification bell to get notified when all my videos go live. I love you guys so much. Peace, love, and positivity always, y'all. See ya. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is Shedeur Sanders. Obviously, we know everything that went on regarding Shedeur Sanders when it comes to the draft, him falling in the draft and everything else. But he has been lighting it up in the Cleveland Browns training camp and mini camp. Well, not training camp, but mini camp over the last couple of weeks. He's been in the QB competition because right now they're saying Joe Flacco's number 1, Kenny Pickett's number 2, and then you got Dillon Gabriel 3 and 4. He's pretty much duking it out with Dillon Gabriel to get the QB3 spot. But a lot of beat writers for the Cleveland Browns are kind of saying that, hey, there is a possibility that Shedeur Sanders could possibly be the quarterback 1 in the upcoming season. But what he was in the news for recently is just more fuel to the fire for the anti-Shedeur Sanders crowd and fan base. We're going to get to the article here written by the Cleveland News 5, and it gives us a description of what happened. Shedeur, and as the headline says, Browns QB Shedeur Sanders was caught speeding in Strongsville a day after his summons for another speed ticket. Again, Shedeur Sanders was cited for 2 separate speeding tickets in the month of June alone. In an earlier incident, state troopers caught him doing 91 in a 65. The article then goes on to say, earlier this week we learned about Browns Shedeur Sanders speeding 41 miles per hour over the limit in Interstate 71, according to a ticket written by Ohio State Highway State Patrol. On June 5th at around 5:13 p.m., Sanders was clocked going 91 in a 65 on I-71 southbound, driving in a Dodge Ram pickup truck. There's not much anywhere. So basically, he went 91 in a 65, and then I think he went 100. I think he went 91 in a 65, and I think I saw another one where it said he went like 100. It was 101 in a 65, I think. So, Shedeur Sanders, as I stated before, got cited 2 speed ticket citations. I don't understand why he was going 90 miles per hour in a pickup truck. When I originally saw this article, I was sitting there like, okay, I didn't want to rain down on him that much because us teenagers, I know Shedeur is probably 23. With all that money he's got, you get you a nice sports car. You're going to get on the highway and go crazy. I know me personally. If I had a Lamborghini or any type of exotic sports car, I'm definitely more than likely going to punch it to 90, 100 one time. And I'm bound to do it. And there is a high chance that I would get stopped by the state trooper. But this is why this is not a good look for Shedeur. It is because of the overstimulation of things that has been going on surrounding his name. Let's backtrack just a minute. Shedeur Sanders, this started at the combine. It even started before the combine. His father going around telling everybody he's the best QB in the draft. He is going to be drafted first ahead of everybody else. The Mel Kipers of the world, a lot of people who cover the draft, has Shedeur Sanders as the number 1 QB, and we all know the story of him sliding in the draft to the 5th round and the 144th overall pick. On top of that stuff with his father and things of that nature, he had the combine interviews, and we know all the drama around the executives in the NFL and people who got a behind-the-scenes look of what happened in that situation. Shedeur Sanders came off brash, a Mr. Know-It-All, and acted like he's already the number 1 overall pick in the draft. And that led to his slide as well. Then he gets drafted. He has this nice little in the first round, he had this little box suite talk with the legendary thing on it. I had it in my recent show if you want to go check it out a couple months ago when I did cover the draft. And then you had the stuff going on with the prank calls. And then you go into training camp and he's the talk of the town ahead of Dylan Gabriel and everybody else. And the list goes on and on and on. Deion Sanders came out about a month ago talking about how he was very disappointed about how everything went on about the draft and how he felt like his son should have been the number 1 overall pick. I mean, the list goes on and on with these things. And then we get to training camp, mini camp, rookie mini camp, and then OTAs. And Shedeur's been getting a lot of positive press. And a lot of people, I know I've seen a lot of clips from Cleveland radio, who's covering the Browns, and a lot of Browns beat writers has been going on the show saying, hey, Shedeur Sanders looks pretty doggone good. But Shedeur Sanders is not helping his case with this. It shows the immature. It just is throwing fuel into the fire of the immaturity that a lot of people has associated with his name. And the reason why nobody wanted to draft him to begin with. To the point to where there were reports that owners looked at their GMs of their teams and their draft team, and they explicitly said, do not draft him. I'm pretty sure all you guys saw the clip when Kevin Stefanski and the Browns and the GM of the Browns, I don't even know the guy's name from the top of my head, but when they showed the camera of them making the selection of Shedeur, they looked like they did not want to make that pick. They were not excited whatsoever. Literally. I made a funny analogy to it, but I'm not going to get that deep into it. But I made this analogy. Think of if you're a sports fan, and I have this from experience. I was forced to go somewhere with a significant other that I didn't want to be. And it was a ballet. And then I wanted to be somewhere else at a sports game or something. And then I'm just sitting here when everybody else is clapping. I'm just sitting here doing this too. Like, it's one of them fake claps like you could care less to be there. That is what the Browns did when they drafted Shedeur Sanders. So it's not a good look for Shedeur Sanders to get caught twice, not once, but twice, getting a speeding ticket. And it obviously getting out into the public. And recently, as of yesterday or 2 days ago, his brother, Shiloh, went in front of the press and was like mocking or pretty much just bashing Shedeur about it, talking about he was walking across the street or something. He's like, I hope Shedeur ain't driving on the street with me. It's something stupid, something crazy. Something else we need to know. I know Shedeur knows better. Rookie mistakes. He's young. I know Deion, as soon as this news came out, has had a one-on-one conversation with him, because we know he has the best person to lean on when it comes to understanding how to control the fame and notoriety. Deion Sanders, Primetime, he got the nickname Primetime for a reason. It is his son. He played for him for years. He is fixing to get ready to branch off away from his father and get into his NFL journey. So I'm sure Deion has talked to him about this. Something that is very important to take away from this, though. I know a lot of people are not going to go take it this far, but I am going to take it this far. Having this fame and notoriety and these speeding tickets and speeding in general has killed the careers of a couple of athletes the past 5 years. What happened to Henry Ruggs? Granted, he was driving under the influence, if I'm not mistaken, but still. Play stupid games, you get stupid surprises. Henry Ruggs Never thought that was going to happen. Driving that fast. And then he committed a fatality. And guess what? He is in jail and he is no longer playing in the NFL. What about recently about Jalen Carter? It's got brushed off. But when he was getting ready to get drafted, he inevitably fell in the draft because of what happened. Hopefully he's got past it. But still, it is something that we cannot take lightly because anything can happen on that highway driving that fast. Your car you can lose control of the vehicle. You could get in a crash and then inevitably you could cause death at any point. That's the part about getting Shedeur down, letting Shedeur learn his lesson, and understand that what can go wrong will go wrong when you put yourself in bad situations. You just don't want to put yourself in that situation. And like I said, I know when you get in that vehicle, I would do the same thing. Granted, he did it in a Dodge Ram pickup truck, which is nowhere near the same as a sports car, but still. I know what it feels like to have money like that and possibly have a nice sports car. I could see myself now with a Lamborghini or McLaren or Pagani. The first idea that I would get running on I-95 right now. I-95 is 65 miles per hour. I promise you, there is a high chance I would be trying to bust at 100. Or I would probably even try to race one of my buddies. I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite. I know I would probably do it too. But we got to sit and pause and reflect on where we're at in life in Shedeur Sanders, in our position that we are in. We have a promising NFL career, a promising NFL future. We don't want to jeopardize that for fun and games here and there. We saw the incident, I can't remember, with Lamar Jackson a couple of years ago when he was on a jet ski and he got injured. It could have been really bad. Nyheim Hines, the guy who played for the Colts, who's had all them great punt returns, and I think he played for the Bills as well. He got in a bad accident on a jet ski. Things happen. We got to be able to understand, put aside that stuff later on in life. But right now we got to focus on football and making it and paving our way into the NFL. So Shedeur Sanders, let's not kill him. Let's give him saving grace. I know the Colin Cowherds of the world went on TV and just said, all right, I'm done. I'm definitely not that person. I'm not going to do that. And I'm definitely not going to start it today. Let's give Shedeur some saving grace. Let him learn from it. And hopefully he can put this behind him so he can get himself out of the media, out of bad press, and be able to ball. And hopefully be in contention for the QB1 spot for the Cleveland Browns. What do you guys think of my comments? Do you agree with me? What do you think about Shedeur Sanders speeding? Do you think it's bad press? Do you think it jeopardizes his spot at the QB1 position? I want to know all of your comments down below.